Hey, hey. This is HQ. Here we are again with another interesting topic, right? On the thumbnail, uh, why are women or why do women have such bitchy attitudes? Bitchy attitudes, right? And it really did not uh, occur to me to figure out why I had bitchy attitudes. And then I had to relate that to the women who have bitchy attitudes. And then I was thinking about it all day, all day. Why do we have bitchy attitudes? Why do we women have bitchy attitudes? Specifically, black women have bitchy attitudes. So I woke up on this day, my birthday. Today is my birthday. I was born in 67. I 67. I don't know how old that is, but that's when I was born. Um, so I'm trying to figure out why we got bitchy attitudes. Why we women always have bitchy attitudes, or black women specifically, right? And I was thinking about that, and I said, you know what? The reason why we have it is a form of protection. It's a form of protection. Somebody calling me already. Who is it? mm, my baby calling. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? I'm fine. Can you guys hear our guest? Put a one in the comment section if you can hear our guest. Because sometimes I do that wrong. Sometimes I get it wrong, right? So how can I help you on this beautiful subject of women and their bitchy attitudes? Yes, with a star. I didn't want to put. See what I'm saying? What you mean, like what? What? Can you guys hear? Can you hear me? No, I'm saying someone in the chat said they couldn't hear, or you can hear in the chat, guys. I need a one if you can hear in the chat. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So what do you have on the topic of these itchy females, bitchy females? Oh, you can't. Right.
I, I mean, it's realistic, because
Mhm.
they feel like I guess they feel like they're in high demand, but are they are they quality women though, right?
Mhm.
Which most are not,
Well,
because you got guys.
now my question is this. I was thinking about it today, right? And I said, why do I get a bitchy attitude? Why do I get a bitchy attitude? And
They
I
got
had to
time of the
figure it
month
out. I figured it out. It's a form of protection. It's a form of
against
protection, right?
against
Against
against.
society, our emotional health, not because we're evil, our physical and mental well-being. I mean, it's a way of us setting boundaries against the world. And I was thinking about it today. Why? I'm not bitchy. I'm not the bitchy type, but I am the very stoic type where it puts people off. It puts me,
Okay.
I can tell it puts men off when I turn it to its full capacity, right? When I turn it to its full capacity, it is a barrier.
But let me ask you this:
Yeah.
what's your definition of emotional health?
Emotional health is knowing your emotions and understanding and having empathy for other people's emotions.
Okay, so if you say a woman that's bitchy on the regular, or rather just off-putting on the regular, don't you? Okay, and we look at today's group of women that think that, in mass, don't think they have to do any work on themselves. Don't you think that's off-putting to the masses of select men?
Okay, not having to do work for themselves in regard to what? Not
and across the board at full capacity, like a woman doing the work on herself, like physically, mentally, emotionally, on a mature level, to where it's coming off as okay presentation wise, right? So if she's presenting herself as a suitable woman and setting herself apart,
you have to understand. But see, here's the thing: we have to understand. Not all of us are ever going to be at 100%. Not all of us are going to want to do the work. We can't make people do the work.
No, of course not. But we can't use that as a cop out either to say there isn't work to do on itself when there clearly is.
Well, there is work to do. I'm saying I'm recognizing this bitchy behavior in myself. And I'm saying, okay, so if there's bitchy behavior in me, but I'm not to the point of all the way hyena all the way over there, then maybe the women of today have that same bitchy behavior, same as me. It's a protective mechanism that I didn't really recognize, and maybe they don't recognize that it's a protective mechanism either. Maybe they just think it's grown woman talk, or maybe they think it's a
but
part
Heathen Quinn, don't you?
But
don't you think it's in a woman's best interest? And it's a rhetorical question.
Right.
Don't you think it's a woman's best interest to diffuse that to as minimal, to minimize that as much as possible? Because that brings no peace to a man whatsoever. Can't you agree with that?
Of course. There are some women who can do what they need to do in order for it to be acceptable, or they recognize it quicker, right? My bitchiness does not encompass my whole personality. I only recognize it and then I pull myself back from it because I recognize it's not an attractive quality, right? But that doesn't encompass my whole personality. It might be 5% of my personality. When I'm irritated, or when I'm tired, or when I'm frustrated, it might come out.
But now all these women that's brutish. Now that's more so like 55. That's more like 65% of their personality. Them being bitchy. That's the number one ingredient to get you cheated on, right?
Yeah, but what? To be what? To be cheated on.
Yeah, that gets you cheated on.
I recognize that. We recognize that. But women, they are so steeped in dealing with judgment, biases. They don't have enough confidence. And if you pretend to have confidence, sometimes you gain confidence, and sometimes that confidence is ugly. Sort of like the arrogance of a man. A woman has that same shell, that same persona. But I'm not saying we're not talking about taking accountability. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying this is exploring the reasons why she has it, not exploring the reasons as to how to get rid of it. I want them to recognize that you have this issue, that you have this bitchy behavior, and challenge you to look behind why you have this bitchy behavior, not not be accountable for it, because if you don't know you have it, you can't be accountable for it until you recognize it and
Okay.
do what you need to do to.
Okay. So the thing is this. Right? So everybody learn different, but one main mechanism of learning is to show you the results of your failed action to channel you into doing better. So, okay.
So how do I know? How do I know it's failed?
Oh, okay. So here we go.
This is what I'm saying. So, I'm saying a lot of women don't realize it's failed. How do I make them recognize it's failed?
Wait. So if a woman knows she can run a strong chance of pushing a man to cheat on her by nagging him to death and having this attitude, attitude of hostility through the roof, no man wants to deal with that. No man is not going to have an ounce of peace in this house or with her, whether she realizes that or not. It is on you to be mindful of yourself and keeping yourself intact. It's called humility over hostility for a reason.
How many human beings recognize? How many human beings know themselves like that?
It don't matter.
You have to know yourself in order to change. If you don't know,
you do have to know your skills, but you do have to know yourself. But but that doesn't excuse you from consequence. That don't excuse you from the result, the end result, ending bad for you, regardless if you know or not. If I go shoot up a post office, I can't go in front of the judge and tell them, "Oh, I didn't know I was out of my mind." That month he throwing the book at me. So,
yeah, but that doesn't work. That doesn't work in relationships. That doesn't work. See, we're not talking about external factors that are external factors that have an influence on a person. We're talking about internal conflict that women have within themselves, and they express that or throw that on other people. I'm saying we have to recognize that maybe this is why we have this issue. Okay, you're saying be accountable. I'm not saying outside forces. I'm talking internally. All of us have to do internal work. We all have to do internal work. Some people have not done internal work. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about they have to be accountable outside of themselves. No, I'm not talking about that.
No. You misunderstood what I said. Right. No. So when you say internal work, okay, I'm talking about external factors, right? External factors, which is a result of their behavior, what their behavior caused. Sometimes you have to see what it costs you for that to reflect change inside of you. That's what I'm saying. So if you refuse to do the work on yourself internally, and you see everything falter, every relationship falter around you, relationships in your family.
That's what I'm saying to you. They don't recognize that it's an internal force that is driving all of that outside of them. You're talking about outside. Recognize the outside garbage and then fix the inside. That's not how people work. That's not how people work. That's not how it works. You have to recognize the work inside first.
But see, you have to be in the know to know that how you are moving about. So if you got value people around, if you have essential people around you, great relationships around you, and people that inform you of your behavior and you just completely disregard it, Like,
People
oh, I'm
don't
fine. I don't.
inform other people. That's the thing. People don't inform other people of their about their behavior. Look at the Fugazi dude. He got all those supporters over there. He got all them people still subbing to him, even after he did that egregious behavior that he did over there. That's egregious behavior that he's doing over there, and he still got supporters. So when
why? Because he got a white wife?
no, I don't care whether he got a white wife. He's doing the same behavior that every person is doing. Every person that he's telling not to do that behavior, he's doing that behavior. So where is his accountability inside? He apparently doesn't recognize that he's an asshole. Okay, for even being out here preaching that particular thing when he's practicing that behavior. Recognize your behavior. You're not going to change anything until you do internal work. Okay, women go around messing up relationships, bitching about relationships because they don't recognize there's things inside of them that need to be fixed. If you just go through if you successful in your job, you got kids, got a boyfriend, but you bitching all throughout those things, and no set of peace has hit you, you don't recognize there's a problem. I'm not talking about how other people perceive you, because people can tell me all day long what's wrong with me, but if I don't recognize it from my own perspective, from my own internal work, it don't mean anything. You're saying she acts up and her boyfriend tells her she's acting up and you need to control yourself, and then she's going to change her behavior. That doesn't work.
But heathen queen. But everybody got to have the awareness and the wherewithal to know that everything ain't a bed of roses with them. It just takes a degree of humility, which I know is lost upon us. I know, right? So, but for the very select few of us who have that degree of humility to where, okay, I can go about things the wrong way at times, but we're mindful of that. We're mindful of that, and we move accordingly.
No, see, that's not how people move.
I know. That's why I prefaced my comment by saying select few. I know we don't move like that in mass. It's so much that's lost upon us.
And I'm saying to you, you have to be you have to be aware of in order to change, period, full stop. In order to change, you have to recognize who's calling me. Don't call me. You have to recognize your
Leon King.
I don't know who that was. You have to recognize. People are not aware. I just told you when you got on the line. I didn't realize my bitchy behavior was a part of protection. And I'm 50 odd years old. I don't even know how old I am. I'm 50 some years old, 67, whatever time that is, whatever date that is. You have to recognize that first. I'm 50 some years old and I'm having these realizations right now. So why wouldn't women have why would women that are younger than me not have that realization yet? Because they haven't done that internal work. They haven't thought about that.
No.
Nobody thinks about that. Nobody thinks that I need work. Everybody's perfect. Everybody is doing everything right. That's not how it works.
No. Heathen queen. No, people who move cautiously through life thinks about that on the regular. That's first thing on our mind, because we know I'm gonna take it away from women. As us as men, right, we know we got to go out here and be productive. We know we got to go out there and be the best version of ourselves.
Right.
So we got to do the work on ourselves, putting our best foot first, because we know that our production, we're only as good as our production. And I know I got to be in my right mind for me to be at my top level, for me to be at my apex. I got to be mindful, and I got to be suitable for what I'm getting into. And I also got to be mindful of the idea that, okay, I could go about something the wrong way. I could screw something up. I want to refrain from that.
So my question
Those
is
are
this. My
those are
question is this.
healthy fears.
Why is it that you feel like women, why do you as men, give me an example of why men think women are bitchy?
Well, in today's time, I feel like, me personally, I feel like women are bitchy because, you feel like you're in high demand. You feel you're in higher demand than that. You have an overinflated estimation of yourself, which is true, which deems time and time again to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
and that's all based on, like you said, the traitors in our midst and the overinflated, like I said, overinflated egos of the females, because they're getting all sorts of validation, empty validation that is, and you feel like everybody's going to put up with that, but the select qualified males, we are not going to put up with that.
Right.
That matter of fact, we oppose that. We want peace. We want humility. We want agreeableness.
So how do we pull her back from the ledge? How do we pull her back from the ledge without the shame, blame, and whatever that weird shit is? How do we pull her back from that?
She has to want to come back from that.
My point exactly. Perfect. Stop right there. She has to want to. She has to know that's what she needs to do. I'm telling you, most of them placate with the wording because people confront them, but they actually have not confronted themselves. So they are not going to change if they don't recognize, why am I a bitch? Just sit there and think about that. Why am I a bitch? Why am I being bitchy to people who want to be next to me? Why am I being bitchy to my man? Why am I being bitchy at work? I bet you a lot of them haven't even thought about that. That's what I'm saying. That's what this conversation is about. Have you recognized why you're like that? We don't want to hear about, I'm a strong, independent woman. Put the armor down. Put the bitch down. Put the bitch down. Sit and think about why you're bitchy. Sit and think about why you're doing and saying the things that you're doing and saying to your husband, to your boyfriend, to drive them away. That's what I'm saying. This is what this is about. Okay. Why did they do that? I'm saying today it was epiphany for me to say it's because I feel unprotected. I feel unprotected. Okay. So, maybe women out there feel unprotected.
Okay. And that's reasonable. But would you attribute a heavier part of that to the lack of growth and maturity in women, in today's women?
This crowd is crazy. Say it again. Say the question again.
Would you, okay, so you said that that your reason was because of you feel unprotected.
Yes.
But in mass, the women today in mass, they're bitchy because.
Wait a minute. Wait. Before you say that. Are you a woman? I need to hear. See, this. I'm talking to a man. You're attributing what you think. Why women?
No.
I need a woman. I need actually a woman to be upfront.
No. I'm a man that love my women. I'm a man that love my women of all shades. But but hold on. Seeing the landscape of my women today, my women in mass are down bad right now. We have 4 more baby mamas than we have wives. That's bad enough. All right.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother subject. That's a way.
I know, but wait, hold on. It ties into that. It very well does tie into that, and I'm sure the chat would agree with me. It sure does tie into it. So I say that to say, growth and maturity play a large part because women not doing the work on themselves.
Okay.
Wouldn't you? So you don't agree that growth and maturity has anything to do with it?
Yes, I do. But I'm saying, who said we talking about grown folks here? You keep attributing the fact that we supposed to be grown and they should
Growth
recognize
and
their
maturity.
bitchiness.
Growth and maturity. That's what life is about. Because you should always be growing and maturing
Some of us
in
don't.
every facet.
Okay, what if I say some of us don't? What you gonna say then?
That is the problem.
That's my whole point. That's what I said. I said we have people on this planet who don't recognize why they are the way they are, because there is no growth. They have to recognize what they are on this planet. You have to recognize that you are lacking in these areas, lacking in this responsibility, lacking in maturity. So you shouldn't be in relationships until you figure out why you are the way you are.
There you go.
You have to figure out why you are the way you are before you get into a relationship. If I don't know I'm a bitchy person, if I know I'm a bitchy person, right? But I get into a relationship and I'm bitchy, and I haven't figured out why I'm bitchy. You said when you walked on the platform, oh, he gonna be cheating on her. He gonna be cheating on her, right? Ain't that what you said? He gonna walk around and find somebody else, right?
Somebody that brings him peace, yes.
So my whole point is today we're trying to figure out why she hasn't recognized what she is first. Why
Sound like a personal? Yeah, that will be a personal problem.
It's a matter of growth and maturity, right? This
yes,
is we want whole human beings getting into relationships, right? Ain't that our goal? Is it once we have whole human beings getting into relationships, maybe our relationships will last longer, right?
Yeah, that's upon them doing the work on themselves.
My point exactly, which is why I said I had an epiphany. Why don't we work on you having epiphanies as to why you have a bitchy attitude? When a man says to you, the attitude is the number one thing that turns him off about black women. Wrong or right?
I'll say that again.
The bitchy attitude is what turns men off completely before anything else. Wrong or right?
A select type of men, yes.
Most men. Put a one. Tell me in the chat. Isn't the bitchy attitude the problem? That's really, really, really the major problem, right? Because if you had a sweet disposition, and I came to you and I said, "Hey, babe, I think you need to lose a little bit of weight. Can we work around blah blah blah?" Without the bitchy attitude, she's gonna ask for help. But these days, they big and bitchy.
Yeah. Oh, very, very much so.
But if she had a better attitude, she had a less bitchy attitude, she would take the advice that you give her and say, "Oh, okay, maybe I do, and maybe he has a point, and I don't want to be mean about it, and I think maybe," right? But that bitchy attitude, you big as a house, you big as a water buffalo. My father used to say, you look like a cow. He used to say that shit to my sister. But in a joking, in a messed up kind of way. But it was like in a joking kind of way because my sister him and used to be contentious. But he used to say that, right? And then, she eventually, lost her weight and did what she had to do. But he used to say that women don't need to be big as houses. Women don't need to be big as cows. But my sister had such a jovial attitude. She just went and did what she had to do and lost the weight. But if you say that to women today, you need to lose a little bit of weight, she ready to take your head off. So which one is the problem, right? Is it the weight? Is it the attitude is the problem or the weight? We understand that they both weigh kind of equally, but if she had a good attitude, she'd be more than willing to lose that weight, right or wrong.
Thanks.
So that's what I'm saying. We're trying to dig down into the attitude of the women. Why do you have a bitchy attitude? Why are our men saying that bitchy attitude is the problem first? Okay. Let's take care of that, because we can lose weight. Weight is physical. Weight is a matter of reduction in calories from 3,500 calories all the way down to 1,000, 1,200 calories a day. You can lose weight, especially if you plan the work, plan the food. But you can't get rid of that attitude unless you know why you got that attitude.
Right.
And if I feel like the world is against me, and I need confidence in this world, and I need somebody to protect me, I'm not changing my attitude. And that comes from knowing yourself, knowing why you do that. I'm saying to the women today, sit down, breathe, think about why you have a bitchy attitude. Has anybody in your life said to you, you got a bitchy attitude? That's a hard attitude. That's kind of fucked up what you said. You don't know how to be soft with your man? You don't know how to be decent with your man? Because you're bitching at work, at home. Do this, do that. Slow down.
Yeah, you're right, HQ. But HQ, I appreciate the time.
Thank you for calling me. Thank you.
This Denzel Washington, by the way.
Oh man, do you look as good?
Denzel Washington out.
Thank you for calling. So I'm saying, women, we can do this. We can do this. Learn to breathe. Learn to take time for yourself. And I get it. We got kids, we got work, we got stress, we got boyfriends that cheating, we got all these things. But being moody and taking the time for yourself is the way to go in order to fit. This morning, I had that epiphany this morning. I said, why am I being a bitch? Why am I talking crazy to people? People I used to work with when I was a counselor back in the, don't talk to Heathen Queen. She ain't in the mood right now. In the mood right now. And I recognize today, because I don't feel protected. Because I don't feel like I can let my armor down. I got to do everything. Breathe. Think. Process before you speak. The number one thing is when you're in a relationship, people do things to hurt and don't think before they speak, before they hurt, before they harm, before they say the wrong thing. And then the relationship is down the gutter. There's only a couple things, really, really bogus things that a person can say to make it go downhill. I got another caller.
From
Leon.
Leon.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello, Leon.
Hey, girl.
How you doing?
You know what I'm doing.
You naked with your clothes off?
No, I'm listening to you on this damn podcast. That's what I'm doing. I would think that at 57 years old that you would know yourself well enough to understand why you're in such a bitchy ass mood on your birthday when you've been blessed to get the 57,
right?
And half the people in the black community will not even, I mean, there's no guarantee that any of us will see the next day.
Yeah, but I didn't contemplate it. I didn't have that epiphany because because I am very rarely bitchy. I'm very rarely
Well,
bitchy.
evidently,
Okay,
you're
just
bitchy
today,
enough.
as women, hold on. As I was thinking about this, the show, I was saying to myself, why at any time had I been bitchy? It's not an epiphany as in I never knew that. It was just an epiphany as to why I would get snippets of being bitchy, but not all the time. Normally, this is how I am. I'm like this all the time. I'm a happy person all the time, most of the time. But this morning I woke up because I was like, man, I didn't get no sex last night. I was just discombobulated. Some people I just am like that, right? Wondering what is lacking in my world at that particular time when I wake up. When I wake up, I check my body, make sure everything can work, make sure everything is feeling right, is normal. I do that every morning, but I still, something was lacking. So I was like, okay, well, bitchy, no sex. Maybe, I'm kind of, and I was like, don't say nothing to me. Right? Don't say nothing to me until I done had my eggs. Right? So this is what I'm saying. So if I'm 50 some years old, 57, if y'all say 57,
not 50 some, you're 57
right?
years
I don't
old.
celebrate birthdays, so I don't celebrate birthdays.
57 years old, not young. You are 57.
Right.
You got less years in front of you than you do. You got more years behind you
right.
than you have in front of you, right? So that means that if you know that death comes to us all,
mm-hmm.
and you know that one day, as my mother said, your head will lay cold, then you have to decide how you're going to live.
Right.
So say you got 30 more years on this earth, right? That'll put you at 87. Guaranteed good health on this earth for the next 30 years.
Right.
Now, how are you going to live those 30 years? You going to wake up bitchy?
Right.
Or are you going to wake up grateful?
Right. And I wanted to wake up, and I want, sometimes I can wake up, but it wasn't bitchy as in rah, rah, rah. It was more like, oh, I hate to move. Oh, I hate to move this body, right? It was more that.
You old, girl.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. I recognized that was why I was doing it, because I felt vulnerable and exposed. And I'm saying some of the women out there may feel the same way. And this is why they react the way they react. That's all I'm saying. Recognize why you react the way you react, why you bitch at men. It's not a good quality. Take time to think about it. But I'm saying to you, did you ever wonder, why is she being like that? Why is she driving me away with that bitchy attitude? Why is she being this way when she knows this drives me into the arms of another woman?
Well, Project Leroy said early in the chat, he said, when a woman crosses that line, she will no longer be my woman. And I think that most men, I'm not saying males, I said men. When men encounter a woman that crossed that line, I said men. Now, most women, like Rose, for instance, in the chat, she ain't never had a man.
Whoa!
Most when a man encounters a woman who is a bitch, who has on her bitch shirt, her bitch scowl on her face, as Kevin Singler said, she got resting bitch face. He just leaves her alone.
Right.
So that's just it. So there's just no more conversation. There's nothing else to talk about. you know, the Bible in Proverbs is littered with scripture on tells you what a man who is attached to a woman in a marriage, you know, it's better for him to dwell in the wilderness than to dwell in a wild house with
Yeah.
a bitchy woman.
But
You
we
know,
know,
to dwell,
but we know that's not always the case. We
no,
know
I
most
know
men
that.
run into the bitchy female. Some we know
Well,
the
we're talking about men. We're not talking about males. We're talking about men who act like men. You know, we're talking about men
Mhm.
who are. It's just like you. You could say me and you were in a relationship. You know, romantic
Ooh.
relationship. You know, just close your eyes for a minute and
Mm.
picture yourself being with this man, and you know, if you come to me with your issues, a man seeks to fix things. See,
Right.
men are fixers. You know, we like harmony, we like synergy, we like peace.
Mhm.
We like for the river to flow nice. We don't like rapids. You know, if we want to get into any type of excitement or rapids or anything, you know, we'll jump from a plane. We'll go skydiving if we want excitement.
But you
But
know,
when
this
we
one
come
thing.
home,
But you
when
know
we
this
come
one thing
home,
though, Leon. You know
well,
one
but
thing.
listen,
You can't fix this. You can't fix this. We
if
understand. We
we
understand that men's first instinct is to fix, but you can't fix this. This is something you all cannot fix. You cannot love her out of being the bitchy person that she is. You can't love
well,
her out of
first
it.
of all, first of all, if a man, see, I try to live my life through wisdom because I've been a fool. So, I don't want to be a fool because I
Right.
know what awaits a fool. So I try to live my life according to wisdom. So that means that if I have a wife, which I've never been married,
Right.
you know, but if I have a wife, I'm going to dwell with her according to wisdom. See, sometimes it's not always good to speak. Sometimes it's best to listen.
Right.
Sometimes it's just to have your presence there.
So
You
I got a
know,
question. I got a question for you. So if you had a woman who was bitchy, just a male, man or male, or however you end up having that bitchy person, if you wanted to help her, what would you say to help her?
okay, let's put this more on a personal level, okay? Say you and I went to bed last night together. Today is your birthday.
Okay.
How would I have woken you up in the nicest, gentlest way? Simply because my history with you have let me know what it is that HQ desires, maybe she doesn't celebrate her birthday, but because I celebrate HQ, I celebrate everything about you. Maybe I would have brought you breakfast in bed. Maybe I would have made your eggs sunny side up, just the way you like them. And, I'm not sure if you drink coffee or tea or milk or orange, whatever it is that you would have liked, I would have been there.
Mm-hmm.
But because, you know, but because
I'm a
you,
bitchy person.
no,
No, I'm saying we're role
no,
playing here.
I'm just saying that maybe the things that I would have done for you
Mm-hmm.
would have, quelled your bitchiness. Maybe it would have exercised that demon or that force of darkness that, cause you to act outside of what you normally would act outside of.
Right.
You know, maybe I would have had some activities planned for you to take your mind, you know, to just let you know, hey, you are celebrated.
Right.
You know, on this 57th birthday of yours, you know, maybe the kids didn't come by, maybe they were busy or whatever, but baby, I'm here. You know, so I'm just putting it on a personal level.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to solve or fix you because I don't see you as being broken because you're my woman. Now, if you are my woman,
Right.
and I understand that, see, it's just like, do you know what the word husband means? I'm talking about that real word, husband.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand all of that, but that's
Okay,
a far cry.
explain that to the audience. Now, if you don't know, I will simply explain it to the audience.
No, you go ahead, explain it.
Okay, a husband is simply a farmer. You know, a husband can be a sheep herder. You know, a husband is somebody that let's take it agriculturally. Before a person, a husband would put a seed in the ground, he got to know that ground. He got to know if it's sandy, if it's rocky, if it needs water, if there's got weeds in it. Before he plant one seed in the ground, he got to know that soil. So, you know, this is what actual farmers do.
Right.
They take samples of their soil and send it up here to the agricultural department. I know because I used to work for them here in North Carolina. And they take samples of those seeds of that soil and those nematodes, that what's in that soil, they get a report back, and that lets them know what they need to do in order to grow what they want to grow. You know, so that, you know, and it's just like when I meet a woman, I take an inventory of that woman to find out what I need to do before I even try to plant a seed inside of her. And I'm not really talking about a sperm seed. I'm talking about just a seed of wisdom, because sometimes you need to just keep on keeping it on, because some women are not going to take that wise seed, that which is a good seed. And it's just like Jesus said, he gave the parable of the sower. The seed was always good.
Yeah, but hold up. We're talking, we're talking about we're talking about the bitchy attitude of the wife. Okay, but I'm saying this is something that you can't solve. This is something we cannot solve this for her. Our women have to solve this on their own. They have to recognize that they have a problem. They have to recognize that there is a problem. It's enough of a problem that the world has recognized that Black women can be bitchy, that Black women have attitudes. It is that much of a problem that she has to solve this on her own. I'm doing a part that says I recognize that I didn't completely figure myself out. There's no, you learn a lot about yourself. Right now, at this attitude, at this age, I should know at least 95% of myself. But there's little snippets that come along that I don't. And I don't expect a woman who's 25 or 30 to have it all figured out. But I do expect her to try to be the better part of herself every day. Recognize why you are that way. But here's the thing. We come from families of trauma. Women come from families of trauma. On top of the fact that we have to guard ourselves so we don't get hurt, so we don't get pulled into a corner in the middle of the day, so we don't get we don't appear weak as a human being. We have to put this shell on, and sometimes this shell is crispy and hard. I'm just saying to the women, recognize that it's crispy and hard. Recognize that you have a crispy exterior, and that crispy exterior is getting you none of the results that you really, really, really want. Okay? But I thank you for calling me, Leon. I need some women to call. I need a woman to call and talk to me. But thank you.
They will call. They will call. Hold on. One more statement,
Right.
HQ. Okay.
Right.
A man allows a woman to figure these things out by providing that safe space for her to do that. Raquel Rose just dropped a video today on how to to level up in your life,
Right.
and she mentioned about her husband. See, her husband allows her to be able to make these to figure out the things she need to do. When you got that covering, that protection, then you can figure these things out.
This is why a lot of women don't submit. You're in a relationship with a woman and she's not submitting. I'm talking about the woman that wants to submit, who needs to recognize why she's not submitting. This is a woman thing. This is a woman thing that needs to be solved inside of her. She needs to recognize why she can't be. A lot of women think submission is doing what their husband or partner says. That's not submission. Submission means rolling over on your back and exposing your belly to somebody who could kill you, to somebody who can scratch and then open your guts open. But you're laying there vulnerable to this other human being because you're trusting that they won't. That's submission. And a lot of people don't know how to do it. Only a woman who feels trust, who understands why she doesn't have that trust, who understands why she feels the way she feels, can ever submit like that to another human being. And men want that, but you can't help her. You can't help her do this. You can't help her. You can't help her open up her head and her understanding about herself. No man can do that. Only a woman who wants to do that. Only a woman who wants to know herself. What do I like? How do I like? When I like? Why am I this way?
It's not a man's job to make a woman. It's not a man's job.
No, it's not a man's job.
It's not a man's job to make a woman submit to him. A woman has got to understand, what is a wise man and what is a foolish man. And she must submit to, she can submit to either one, but she has to know what is wise and what is foolish.
See, you got to know what you got to know what submission means. See, people have the submission messed up. It's not.
You just told the audience what submission is.
Yeah, but how many women have done that? How many human beings have done that?
No, I said that you just gave the audience an idea of a visual idea of what submission is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that you've given them an idea of what submission is, then that woman must decide who she must allow herself to become vulnerable with, the one that she trusts. And evidently, these women out here are making the wrong fucking decision.
Well, see, here's the thing. Maybe she just don't trust y'all. Maybe the women just don't trust our men. Maybe men are always bitching about submission.
First feature of these little girls you know, I mean, she gets her tutelage from her mama. So her mama has has taught her from the very beginning that little boys are bad and men are bad, and to you know,
Yeah, but
so you know, just because I wear the uniform of your enemy doesn't mean that I'm your enemy.
Yeah, but life experience, not all women run into terrible men. A lot of women run into good men. So this is training too.
It starts at a very young age. In the 4th and 5th grade, you know, you got 30 kids in the class, and 15 boys and 15 girls, and out of the 15 boys, only 2 of the boys do all the girls want. You know, it's the 16%. Look, you know, facts is out here. The women are making bad choices with the men that they're choosing.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And the thing is,
they lack.
And after, look, I talk to women all the time. I love myself a black woman. You know, black women.
Yeah, but you know what? Wait a minute. Let me break that for you. Let me miss that. Let me give you a heads up on women. Let me give you a heads up on women. Women talk to men differently than they talk to other women. So she can say whatever she wants to you, but she'll probably tell me a different story. Okay? She's going to talk to you. She's going to talk to you with that armor, with that shield on. But if me and her are talking together and I tell her, you know what, he's trash, whatever, she's going to empathize and sympathize with me. And she's really going to tell me the real truth. You men think you know the truth and you don't know the truth. And I'm telling you, just because you talk to these women every day don't mean they telling you the truth. Okay? They will tell another woman maybe the truth, but that she trusts, that she know. Like women will talk to me because they know I'm not trying to get their man. I'm not trying to get younger women's man. I'm not trying. They'll tell me the truth, but they're gonna tell you what it is that you want to hear with a shield on, brother. I'm telling you, men keep saying women talk to them, they talk to women. Women are not going to tell you these things. I'm telling you what women, how they feel.
Okay, HQ, can I ask you one question?
Right.
Okay. Do I sound like a wise man or do I sound like a fool?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking you a question. I mean, that just do I sound like a wise man or do I sound like a fool?
You sound like a wise man, but listen to this. But listen to this. Listen to this one fact.
That I sound like a wise man. Don't you think I'm wise enough to understand that women lie? Women lie like they breathe. I understand that, and that's why I don't have no issues with women.
But see, here's the thing. Listen to this one statement. Listen to this one statement.
Do I understand that women lie? I know that they lie to me.
Yeah, but listen to this one statement. Listen.
I'm trying to explain to you. You just gave me
But what I'm saying is this.
Women not telling me the truth, but they'll tell you the truth. And I understand that.
But listen. Why is it that you men say all the time, why am I listening to a woman tell me about man issues? Because she don't know a man. A man knows a man. Steel against steel. A man knows a man. So why are you trying to tell me that you know women better than I know women? And I'm a woman. I know women. I know why they tell you what they tell you. I'm not going to tell you that I don't want to get close to you because I'm afraid that you might hit me or hurt me or do this, that, and the third. A woman ain't gonna say that. She'll say it to me, but she won't say it to you. Have you ever heard a woman say that to you? Has she ever said anything like that to you? I bet you not, because she wouldn't say that to you. She would say it to me. So I'm saying, when I hear men talk to me about what women want and what women do and how they do, I dismiss that, because you're not a woman. So you can't explain to me how a woman is doing what she's doing, because I know why I'm a woman, because I know why she's doing what she's doing. Just like men always say, a woman can't speak for a man, because a man understands that, or a man understands another man. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying women have to come to their own epiphany about how their bitchy behavior needs to be sat in a corner and looked at. You need to sit your bitchy attitude in a corner and look at it and say, why am I like that? Why am I doing that to my husband? Why am I not more soft? But that's my whole point.
You know what you just said? You said, why am I doing that to my husband?
Yeah.
And
she's speaking internally, not to you.
Okay, I understand that. And HQ, you notice that as far as the marriage rate of, the black woman, and so the thing is that, for a woman to find a man to get married to. Now, there are many men out here.
See, here's the thing. When men talk on women, I tune you out, because you're talking from supposition. Maybe it's not really something that you have experienced. Maybe it's something you just heard. Okay? But the whole point is, I want the real feeling. I want the real women to step forward and say, I don't trust these mofos out here. I don't trust them with my heart. I don't trust them to do what they need to do. But I got to go on to the next caller, Leon. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. But that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say we women as a collective, we can do this. We can look at ourselves and say, I need to go in a corner and think about why I'm cussing out my husband, why I'm cussing out my daughter, why I'm cussing out my shit. What's wrong with my internal? Because we all need work. Let's be clear. We all need work. Everybody needs work. But are you willing to do that work? Are we willing? But women specifically, this is our complaint. This is the complaint against us. And some of us sit and say, I'm not bitchy. I'm not da-da-da. I'm not. But ask, this is a lesson, and this is an exercise. All women today who are listening to me, go back to your significant other and ask them, am I bitchy? When am I bitchy? And hopefully they tell you the truth as to when and why. And then you take that as a woman, you take that internally and you go into a corner and you put it in a corner and you look at it and say, why do I act this way? This is turning my mate or my husband or whatever off. Men are turned off by this, ladies. I'm not bitching at ladies. I'm not bitching at you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we're here to help. We want to know, why do we have such bitchy attitudes? Of course, the men can say she's bitchy because she's not getting sex. She's bitchy because she's not getting the outcomes that she wants. She's bitchy because of it. No, I don't want to hear what the men, why the men think women are bitchy. I want to know why women, I want women to tell me what's going on, sis. How can you tone it down just a little bit? Is that how you move in your relationships? Is that how you move your family? By being bitchy. And my whole point is, if you don't know that you're being bitchy, ask someone. I mean, in a nice, clear, and concise way. Ask your mate. Say, hey, when am I bitchy? Am I bitchy all the time? Is there some reason why I get bitchy? Have you noticed why I get bitchy? And when you find out and they're honest with you, tell them you need them to be honest with you. Sit down and look at it, ladies. Sit down and look at why you're bitchy. Because the men, our men, are saying they don't want to be bothered with you with that bitchy attitude. And you know what? I posit that if there wasn't such a bitchy attitude, there would be more marriages on this planet. I posit that if there wasn't such a bitchy attitude, half the men wouldn't worry too much about them extra pounds you got on your ass. Because they say they want peace. So if they want peace, what does peace mean? Peace means going about your day in a regular, happy, healthy way. Not, why the hell didn't you take out the goddamn garbage? Why the hell did you forget to do that with Johnny? Why did you forget to tell me that I needed to do this? Why didn't you cook? Why didn't you clean? Why you always asking me to do? I wouldn't be messing with you either if you did that to me. As I stated to someone a little before, my husband worked in a prison. He was a lieutenant captain. He like ran most of the prison, half the prison sometimes, right? And he would come home and he'd be like, rah, 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 rah. Why the fuck ain't this done? And I'd be like, I don't want to argue with this man. I don't want to argue with this man. I don't want him bitching at me. So I would leave. I would just leave. Because I wanted the marriage to work. I wanted the relationship to work. But a lot of men do the same thing. A lot of men leave, check out. But most of them check out and deal with another woman. Because it's disrespectful. You think it wasn't disrespectful when I'd come home and he'd say, why the fuck wasn't this done? Or why? Just those words to me are disrespectful. He never called me a bitch. He never did none of that. He never did any of that. But it was more of, my husband was a broad-shouldered man. And so I was intimidated by this person. This person kind of made me afraid to say something. Because I would say the wrong thing, or I wouldn't say the wrong thing, or I wouldn't know what the hell he wanted me to say. So I'm saying, the man in your life, ask him, when am I bitchy? Why am I bitchy? And I want to know. And you want it to be painful. Because pain means growth. That means there's growing pains that's going on when this happens. You're not just living. You're actually, a lot of us exist. We exist on this planet. Ain't you tired of existing? Existing means I go to work, come home, eat food, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, come home, eat food. That's existing. Who wants to be on this planet just to exist? You want to live. You want to experience all the things you want to. And one of those things is being loved. And being loved for every inch of you. Every inch of you. But ain't nobody loving no stickly, prickly bitch. So ask the people in your life, when am I a bitch? What can I do to change? What do I need to do to change? The attitude is the first thing, ladies. The attitude is the first thing. You wonder why you're by yourself. This is practice. Practice. Every day, get up and say, I'm not going to say a mean thing to one person. I'm not going to get up and say, I'm going to make sure I don't say one mean thing to one person all day. And I know this is how you can practice and it can work, right? Long time ago, I used to smoke. And I was like, smoke. Just two, three packs a day. I decided I was going to stop. And how did I stop? Where I smoke the most is where I stopped. I smoke the most in the car. So I would put my purse in the trunk. And everywhere I went, I wouldn't smoke. I would have the purse in the trunk. But the minute I got out at the store, I'd be like, till I got to the door. But that's how I learned to quit. Trained. Find out where you bitch the most. What do you bitch about the most? And decide you're not going to bitch at that time. Because you're making relationships, you're damaging relationships. And ladies, I'm not bitching at you saying it's all your fault. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we're not worried about the men. We're worried about the women. We're worried about you. We're worried about your mental health, how you can be a better woman, a better mother, a better communicator. But the first thing you have to do is say, hey, am I bitchy? Because some of y'all don't think y'all bitchy. Some of y'all don't think y'all bitchy. Y'all think that's normal. I'm a strong black woman. Ugh. I ain't gonna let this shell, I ain't gonna pull the shell down. I ain't gonna let him get behind here and hurt me and make me feel bad and make me feel like a fool because I love him because he acting up all the time, but I'm still loving him. I ain't gonna let the mask down. But somewhere along the way, you're gonna have to let that mask down in order to heal yourself. If you have a partner in your life, ask them, just sit down one day. Am I bitchy? And if I'm bitchy, where can I work? And don't ask for help. This ain't something that somebody can help you with. This is something that you have to recognize that you do. Let somebody say to you, because I'm giving you a clue right now. Say to yourself, am I bitchy or am I not bitchy? Because I can't help the women who say, I ain't finna change. I ain't finna do nothing. I'm shit. I ain't finna change nothing. I'm perfect. I can't help you. Your results are your results. Your outcomes are your outcomes. All I know is I like to wake up with a warm body and I like him to feel good about waking up next to me. I don't know about what you like to do. I'm saying, ask the people, just very casually, the people in your life, the man in your life, am I bitchy? Do it. I mean, don't have no discussion about it. Am I bitchy? Am I worthy? Do I seem as though I deserve the goodness that you give me because I'm bitching all the time? What am I bitching all the time about? I don't want to do nice things for you and you a bitch. Who wants to do nice things for people and they bitch? Man, I was going to take you out to dinner. I was going to buy you a nice dress. I was going to buy you some lingerie. But you bitching. That's what I'm saying. Some of us don't know we are. So we need to discover that. Men are not saying that you're a bitch because he's just talking. He's saying it, but many men are saying it because you are. And I'm saying, look at the men in your life and say to him, am I bitching? And where am I bitching at? And the most place that you bitch at, stop it. Hardcore. Stop it. Hardcore. That day, stop it. You sit down and you ask your spouse. You sit down and ask your man, when am I bitchy? Am I bitchy all the time? Am I bitchy, in the car? Am I bitchy when you really don't like? When is it that you really don't like it? Okay, baby, I really don't like it when I come in the door and you bitching about stuff I ain't did. Full stop. The minute he says where, full stop. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. And every day you consciously don't do it again. I swear to God, I smoked and smoked, and then I stopped smoking cold turkey one time, and I had a patch on my arm, and I looked up, and it was 3 months, and I hadn't smoked a cigarette. Now I'm like, shit, I can do this. I can stop this shit. And I don't think I smoked in 15, 20 years now. So I'm saying it's a learned behavior. We can unlearn it. You can unlearn being a bitch. You can unlearn that. And I said, I'm not bitching at the women. What I'm saying is we want better outcomes. We want better relationships. We want a communication. We want a relationship with our man. Ladies, ladies call in to me and ask me. Call in and tell me, what do you do? What can be done? What other things can be done for the women to not have that bitch mantle? Because we got that shit stamped on our forehead. Every motherfucking race on this planet, excuse my French, I'm a cusser, y'all. I'm sorry. Every race on this planet understands that the black woman got an attitude. How we earn that? How we earn that moniker? How do we earn that patch? How do we take it back? How do we not be called bitchy? I'm saying, somebody give me an idea. Ladies, call in. Tyranny, call in. I know you ain't scared. Rose, you ain't scared. Call in. Tell me, how can we take this back? How is there a different way that we can be better? Us women as a collective, we can be better. Okay? Because men, this is something men can't solve for us. Men can only hope that we change. And I'm saying we can do this, ladies. 1 woman at a time, 2 women at a time, 3 women at a time. Ask your man. Ask your man, am I bitching? Do I feel like I have an attitude all the time? Why is it? And are you not confident enough in yourself? Do you have enough confidence in yourself? Recognize that in yourself. Recognize that you need more support. And say that to your mate. Not bitch at him all the time. Say, I need support. And then with the support comes me being a better woman, a better wife, less of a bitchy person. Right? Somebody calling me. Who calling me? Let me see. Hold on. All right. I can't get. Okay. Something is going on with my pad. Something is going with phone. Hold on, y'all. I can't get the phone to come up. All right. Something is wrong with my keypad. Something is wrong with my keypad. I am so sorry. And I hit the wrong button. I did something. And it disappeared on me. Sure did. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Present. Hold on. Okay. Let me do it again. Let me do it again, y'all. Hold on. Now, and it's still okay. I don't know how y'all get me to work like this. But anyway, we gotta ask ourselves. We gotta ask our family. Hold on. Here we got it. Okay. Hello.
Call from
Do it again.
The girl.
Let me do it again, y'all. Who is this? Tierney?
It sure is.
Yes. Hey, Tierney. How you doing, baby?
I am good.
What you got on the subject as far as us taking back that bitchy stereotype that people got on us?
You know,
What can
I
we
mean,
do? What can we do?
I feel like we can just be quiet sometimes. I feel like us as women, we got a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, when a man really loves a woman, he gonna figure out what's wrong with her. He gonna figure out what's wrong, not with her, but what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he gonna open up that door anyways and say, baby, let's talk. But if we always the first to initiate,
Mm-hmm.
this is what's wrong, this is what I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? It's going to agitate him,
mm-hmm.
and he's going to pull back.
Right.
So, you know, like in my current relationship, well, in my previous relationship,
mm-hmm.
I realized matching a man's energy is not something you need to do. You need to rest in your femininity.
Right.
If he wants to get angry and upset, just say, okay, baby. And I know that's a lot of humbleness that you got to have to do that.
Right.
That is a skill. But if you can master the skill of saying, okay, baby, that man gonna make sure that crown that you are is polished every single day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like us as women, because we do have a lot to say, sometimes we just need to fade into the background, let our king lead, and it will, you know, us shutting up will take away that bitchy. Because from our, you know, we're hurt. HQ, we're hurt.
Right.
From our dads, from our baby daddies, from our husbands, we're hurt.
Right.
So when we get into the next relationship, we're scared.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't even realize, HQ, that we bringing that bitch from then
right.
to the next one.
And so I said earlier, it's because we don't feel protected enough. We don't
Mm-hmm.
feel wanted, protected enough. Okay. So if we don't feel protected, we don't feel trusted, that they are trustworthy, the relationship, we're going to be bitchy. Right.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
And it may or may not have, it may have nothing to do with the man. It may have to do with just the experiences that we have went through, and we just can't let our guard down. So my question
mm-hmm.
is, how do we as women say we want to be less bitchy? We want to be what you want us to be. And we understand that our defense mechanism may be that bitchiness. How do we pull it back?
I truly feel like if she really loves him, HQ, she gonna figure out what she needs to do to keep that man happy.
Mm-hmm.
And she gonna evaluate herself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because us women think we right all the time anyway. If I really love my spouse, if I really love this man, I'm gonna try to keep him happy. Mm-hmm. But if I can really care less about this man, I don't care about correcting myself. I'm gonna just do me, and you better like me for who I am, or you gonna be with the next chick.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
mm-hmm.
But for a woman that really loves her man, she will really step into her real womanhood and she will evaluate herself. She will notice every time she open up her mouth if her man get irritated.
Right.
You know?
And it's a lot of women out there who don't recognize that they are disrespectful when they speak to their man. Disrespectful. It's like you're talking over him, like his opinions are not important, like he don't have anything to contribute to the conversation. It's a lot of that goes on. I'm not saying it's all on the woman's part. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
What I'm saying, I'm focusing in on the women. What do we women need to do in order to fulfill our role as the wife, as the companion, as the helpmate? Right? Because they always talk about we need peace. Are we really bringing peace when we're bitchy all the time?
And sometimes, like it took with me to see my dad's wife, sometimes it takes us to see another woman. Sometimes we need that example because so many of us are raised in a single parent home. There's nothing negative about a parent taking care of you, but the negative part is you're not able to see how to interact properly with the partner. So if I'm always with my loud talking, like let's say I was raised by my dad, let's just say I was singly raised by my dad, and I just see him aggressive all the time and hard working all the time and going at it all the time. That's what I'm gonna become because I never got to see him interact with a woman and see how him and that woman interact as partners. So instead of us thinking, oh, I'm a high value man, I'm a high value woman, go out there, go actually find someone that's on that high value stuff, compare yourself to them and become great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Someone that told me was, don't compare yourself to the worst, compare yourself to the best.
Thank you, Tierney. I got another call I gotta get. Thank you, girl.
Yes, ma'am. See you later, girl.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Somebody called back in. Whoever was calling, they was called back in. I still ain't figured it out. I don't never had no time to be doing all of that. I don't never had no time to be doing all that, trying to figure out how to do third party and all that other good stuff. But somebody come back in. But that was some good information from Tierney. Compare yourself to the good ones. How do these women keep these relationships going? Hold on, we got another call.
From
Jay Prince for president.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail,
Jay
press
Prince.
2.
Hello.
What's going on?
Oh, this is Jay Prince. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, sir? What's going on? What's the discussion we got going on? We have, how can we get our women to not be as bitchy?
They got to realize that they start most arguments and fights.
And
we have to. I think when it comes to women, we can't keep excusing that when women operate out of emotions. People gotta stop saying that just women, because when they do that, it don't leave nothing in a woman's mind that she need to correct.
Okay.
You know, it's almost like every time a woman walk past or walk down the street, no matter what she's doing, everybody just got to move away from her.
So
it's
my question for you is
room.
my question is for you, since you're a guy, and I'm gonna ask you this: when your woman comes to you and says, "Where am I being bitchy at? What can I do to make this better? How can we help me not be so bitchy?" What is your answer? I'm asking you if I come to you and I'm your woman and I say, I know I've been bitchy. I know I've been off. I know I've been saying the wrong things, blah, blah, blah. What do you say to her? What is a man's response should be? What should he say to her at that particular time?
That's really a difficult question. Because You know, I've been asked those questions a bunch of times, and I gave answers, and nothing changed.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you get to the point where you don't really take it serious, even if they correct it in the moment, but it's like they resort right back to that. I really believe that it's mainly the upbringing, how women was upbrought.
Yeah, but
Meaning
we
that, you know,
are all able to learn. We are all able to practice rotely.
you
And
think so?
yeah, of course. You think people, that's how people learn. That's how you learn things on this planet. It's not a self-fulfilling, it's not a self-determined thing that you're always going to be an asshole. You can, I'm talking about as a female, you can always turn that bitchiness around, but you have to recognize the bitchiness, recognize why you do it. Okay. As I said earlier today, I recognize that because I don't feel protected, I become bitchy. This is what we want to find out. Why do you feel the need to be bitchy as a female? And how can a man help a woman? He can't make her recognize this, but he can keep her on that straight and narrow where she finds what's wrong with her. Right?
You're right. You know, I think when it comes to a lot of women, especially like black women, right? Because it's not just black men that complain about black women attitude. It's like globally, majority of people complains about black women attitude.
Yes.
I think that black women, before they need to get into any relationship, I think they need to get classes on how to just be respectful. What happened is, what happened is to black women is that, you know how when you got little babies,
mm-hmm.
and your little babies be cussing and everybody think it's cute,
right?
And everybody get to start laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody never corrected the black woman. So now you gotta keep in mind, these women they've been doing that too. They've been allowing black women to do that for 10, 20, right. 30, 40, 50 years, right. Generations after generations, and no one ever corrected her. So, and then when you got somebody that she trying to date, trying to correct her, she gonna find that more offensive. She not gonna understand what she is doing wrong, because no one never corrected black women.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying correct. What I'm saying is, I'm speaking to women. I'm speaking to them and saying, is there something to correct? This is something she needs to ask herself, not you telling her, because as you stated, women don't listen to men. They don't listen to people who correct them. Well, I'm saying, let's think about correcting ourselves. Let's ask ourselves this one question: am I being bitchy, and why?
Right. But what I'm saying is, if a woman go to a job, a boss going to correct her, right? Mm-hmm. So your husband definitely. It's almost no different from your boss. If you've been on your husband program and he's supposed to lead you or whatever, and you decided to marry him, he's no different from your boss. If he tell you that woo at the bam, that's correcting you. I just believe that if women feel like they can't be corrected because they got that much ego, well, they shouldn't be with nobody. I think that I think that a lot of times when it comes to particularly black women, a lot of black women wasn't raised with black men. So y'all really don't know us. You really don't know how to interact with us from a different perspective. The only way you do know us is because we was your brothers, we was your uncles, and we didn't have no other choice but to love you and protect you. So you expect men that you date to do the same thing, but you don't know us from a perspective of a father figure, mm-hmm. Right? So you don't know black men's heart. Only thing black women did was told us what we supposed to do, told us how we should feel about women, told us what type of black woman we should date and all this other type of stuff. But they never got the chance to really get the chance to know us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a whole nother discussion. But that's a whole nother discussion, and hold off on that. I'd love for you to call back when we have that particular discussion about how women and men treat each other. But I'm saying we have to correct. We women have to do our thing. We have to. I can't speak on a man.
Because how can you self-correct yourself when you don't realize it's wrong?
That's my whole point.
Like if
that's the whole
premise
of the show. That's the whole beginning of the show. That's why you have to step outside yourself and say, am I being bitchy? For all the women that are listening, I'm saying, ask yourself, because you know that a woman can't be corrected by no other person. So we want the women to correct themselves. We want women to start by saying, do I have a problem? That's it. Do I have a problem? 5 words. Do I have a problem? Women asking themselves.
Okay, I get the accountability. I get the accountability part. I think when it comes to black women, I don't think it's just her man need to speak up. I think any and everybody that interacts with black women, they need to stop hiding and stop lying to black women and let them know, like, dog, even at them jobs and in public, most of the times they be bitchy.
Mm-hmm.
So, but most times people are trained to just ignore you and just move around away from you. Nobody never say nothing to you like, hey, you need to quit that shit or go home.
Right.
Ain't nobody have to be forced to deal with your bitchiness.
So this is the question I got.
Go to therapy.
But this is the question I got, JP. You keep saying she's bitching. Why is it that men say that they say this to their woman? Why is it that she hasn't stopped?
And that's why I said a little earlier that it'd be a waste of time, because she doesn't stop, because this is her trained feelings. This is her trained outlet.
And
this has been her outlet all her whole life.
And this is why I say you have to retrain yourself. And the first thing you need to ask yourself as a woman is, why am I being bitchy? Am I being bitchy?
You shouldn't be in a relationship till you correct these issues.
There you go.
One thing I usually see with women mess themselves up. What happens is a woman could be with me for 5 years. The day she leaves me, she get to hop in another relationship for another 2 years. Leave that person and get another man for another 3 years. So you're not realizing every time you be with somebody,
right,
you adopting that type of person.
Right.
That person, energy and spirit is in you. So right, you going from man to man, man to man, man to man, man to man, throughout from the time you start dating at 16, 17, 18,
right,
to the time you hit 40, you is fucked up. So when you get that last man, you definitely gonna project, and you got all of those different men, spirits and stuff within you that you're gonna be popping off on somebody else. Because you afraid to be by yourself.
And this is why I did this show, because we understand that women don't recognize what their part in their first role, their first accountability. The first thing she needs to take accountability for is her attitude. Because right or wrong, I said it. If a woman's attitude was good, most of them wouldn't worry about what she weighed. Most of them wouldn't worry about these weaves, these lashes, and all this other stuff. He'd be worried about her attitude. If she had the right attitude, right or wrong.
Yeah.
The attitude is the first thing. I'm saying, if everyone is saying we have an attitude, us women have an attitude, we got a problem, we have an attitude, sit down with your significant other and ask, do I have an attitude? Is there something that I need to be doing that's better? Is there some way I need to speak to you that is better? Recognize that you have this problem, because she's not listening to her man. You said it yourself. Can't nobody correct the black woman. Okay, if she can't be corrected, she has to correct herself. Otherwise, we're going to have these failed relationships, these failed families, these failed everything. And I'm saying, women, look at yourself, look inside and just say, even if you're not, even if you're not a bitchy person all the time, look inside yourself and say, is there at any point that I could take some kind of accountability for myself? Bitching
What would be
about
the best
kids
thing too?
or bitching about anything. Yes.
It'd be the best thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I did it to somebody, and I think it changed them for a little while actually.
Mm-hmm.
I recorded them, and they didn't know I was recording them.
Mm.
And when she was out of that mode,
mm-hmm.
when she got into her happy space, and I just played the video and let her watch herself.
Mm.
She was like embarrassed to even look at it.
That's the whole point. The whole point is sometimes you can help them and sometimes you can't, but they got to recognize what they're doing wrong. They got to be the one.
A lot of people that do that don't even realize that they're doing. A lot of people a lot of women that act that way, not realizing how they even look and how they even coming off.
That's interesting. I'd be scared to be on camera like that, but that's interesting. But thank you for calling, JP.
No,
I got another caller.
I didn't show the world.
I got another caller though, sir. Thank you for calling in. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so we have another man who checked in, who said, you have to watch yourself. Nobody can check you. That's a dangerous place to be, ladies. You don't need other people to check you if that's the case. Check yourself. We're trying to check ourselves and the bitchy attitudes that we have and the impulses that we have to scream and the impulses we have to talk about people and converse in a disrespectful manner to our mate. The person who was calling in, call in now. We're ready. Okay? We're ready. Because we want to be better. Women want to be better. If they don't want to be better, then you don't want to be on this planet having a good time. You don't want to be on this planet with good outcomes. We got another caller.
Call from.
I'm Jim.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
This is I'm him.
HQ.
HQ. Who's calling me?
Daddy's in the house.
Oh my God. Is this CJ? How you doing, CJ? Thank you for calling.
I was going to call because you asked ladies to call, then JP dumped this punk ass up here. So, and I say that with love.
Right.
For JP. I do have a question though, HQ. This is an interesting topic.
Right.
You know you a pick me, right? Based on this topic, right?
I'm a pick me? Oh no, I've never been a pick me.
That's what they gonna say.
I've never been a pick
me. I know, but that's what they gonna.
Right.
That's what they gonna call you though.
That's okay. I'm trying to help women.
Your perspective.
I'm trying to help women, and I'm trying to help men.
You can't do that.
No,
you can't do that. HQ, you can't do that. Asking women to ask what they can do better. You can't do that. Now you know better than that.
See, here's the thing. I'm not saying that women are just a lost cause. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I just want to take care of this little. I just want to take care of this little spot, and have women look at themselves and look at their bitchiness and put it in the corner and look at it and say, why am I carrying you around? That's all I want them to do. Why are you carrying this bitchiness around? That's it. And then we can start from there because we can't do all of it all right now.
No, we too far. We got too much crap going on to do it all. But I do got a question, HQ.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned something. You said something.
Right.
You said something about one of the reasons why is because I don't feel protected enough. That is a very open-ended statement. What do you mean by not protected enough? Because I could make the argument that Black women are the most protected women in the country, right behind white women.
So I'm going to speak for me. Okay, I can't, and that's what I said when I first started. I said, I'm going to tell you, this is how I feel. Damn, this is a hard thing to say. I knew when I was 12, 13 years old. And I read all the time. I never went outside. I was always a reader. I went to Catholic schools all my life. And I read books, and I read, how things were supposed to be. Those kind of books, life books. So I knew when I was on this planet, I knew when I grew up that I was going to be under a man's covering. I was going to be a man's wife. That's all I wanted to be. I remember coming home from college and saying to my mom, that's all I want to do is be a wife. That's all I want to do is be a mother. That's it. Don't ask me to do nothing else. This college shit is for the birds. I want to be a wife. So now that I don't have a husband or a companion, I don't feel protected. Because I remember saying this to you one time, or saying this when you were in the audience one time. I said to you all, I woke up one night in the middle of the night and I felt scared. I felt vulnerable. And then that's when I realized my husband wasn't there because he had died. And then I got up to lock all the doors and the windows because I didn't feel safe. And I still feel that way to this day. So now I know why when I was under his covering and I was under his protection, I was the happiest, the most freest I ever was, because I didn't worry about somebody coming on to me. I didn't worry about man snatching me into the alley. I didn't worry about coming home in the middle of the night and then somebody jumping out, grabbing me. I didn't worry about those things because I had a husband. So I'm saying for me, the bitchiness comes from a protective shell that I now have to put on that I did not have to have when I was married. You understand?
HQ. I'm glad you said that part about you waking up in the middle of the night and feeling scared, because I don't think most brothers actually understand how many times that actually happened to the majority of our Black women because they're single. And my first true experience was with my last lady friend when she called me at 2:00 in the morning. It was like 2:10 in the morning because she was at home and she was afraid. She was afraid. And it took me a while to reconcile that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we as Black men, we have become accustomed to our women being by themselves, home by themselves.
Right.
And the majority of the time, nothing happens. But there's a real reality that just because the majority of the time nothing happens, that doesn't mean that America is really this ultra safe country when we know that's not necessarily the case.
Correct.
And I went over there because she, didn't. At 2:10 in the morning, I drug my ass up out of the bed and drove over there at 2:00 in the morning. And she was afraid. I mean, here I am outside her house with my flashlight and my stainless steel friend, going around her house, checking her basement windows, checking this, checking that, just to give her a sense, and then stayed the rest of the night over there. Which, let me tell you something, that was the first and only time I've ever stayed the night at her house, because I don't believe in that. I believe I'm going to spend the night with a woman. She's coming to my house because I know who's coming through my door.
Right.
I tell guys that all the, but I think that you saying that gives voice to the fact that I think more Black women, when they say not feel protected, I think it's because they don't give you any specifics. But I think a lot of it is rooted in stuff like that because they're home by themselves and they know if something go bump in the night, they're screwed. They know it.
Right. And that's why I said, I think that's why when I started the program, I said, this may be what women are thinking and feeling, not specifically me, what I said, but some part of them doesn't feel safe or protected. So therefore they have to put that armor of bitchiness on to make people stay away, to get away from me. You're not going to hurt me. I'm vulnerable inside. So, that kind of thing. And it's distorted somehow. It's distorted to the point where it's become unattractive. You understand what I'm saying? Unattractive. You bitch so much that it's unattractive. And I'm saying, sit down and look at it and see, is it the unattractive way or is it a way that you can come back from it better than just being doing the bitchy stuff? Maybe you can look at yourself and change it, because we have a bad reputation of being bitches, and some of it can be that, right?
Yeah. I got two quick points, and then I'm going to get off here, HQ. But I want to throw this. The first one I want to throw at your feet, and I want to get your honest feedback about this.
Okay.
A lot of our women, whether we want to believe it or not, they have been in relationships most of their life with men that they had to. I'm just going to just keep it nice. I'm not going to get silly with it. They had to be mothers to.
Right.
So when they get with a productive man who knows how to functionally run his life, functionally run his home, functionally run his business, and functionally maintain his relationship, they'll bring that same level of trauma. I hate the word energy, but energy to that man, and it comes across like you're bitching because you have spent 20 years, 15 years of your life dealing with men that you have to do everything for, including think for.
Right.
Because I've had to stop women, HQ, and tell them, I don't need you to think for me.
Right. Right.
I don't need you to think for me.
Right.
Don't you? And I have to tell them, don't you ever do that again.
Right. Right.
So I think that's a part of it too. Some of it is the attitude, but so I wanted you to, before I get to my next point, I wanted you to react to that theory that I just gave you.
Yes, it's a good thing to say and to bring this example, right? It's a fear that everything has to be perfect, even taking care of a man. And because she fears, or she's used to, because she's in a single family home, raised in a single family home, and she's not used to seeing a strong man, she's gonna default to that. I got to take care of everything and let me watch over him, and let me watch over him and see that he does everything right. So she's not used to seeing a man handle his business and do what he needs to do. So she's overcompensating for, in her head, is some kind of lack of you. And it's not a lack of you. It's a lack of her, right? It's a lack of her maturity and being able to be mature in this relationship that she has. She doesn't think that your level of maturity is more than hers. See, that's a problem too. Women always think they know everything, and I have to teach him everything. There's a lot of men on this planet that you don't have to teach anything to, ladies, because they were born in a 2-parent household. They were born just like you, but some of them learn how to read and reason and do the things they need to do as men. And that, what does it do? I forgot the word. It dehumanizes, not dehuman, or demantles, or takes away from a man being a man. Let him do. And you know what? A lot of people in my life will tell you that they have heard me say, don't do nothing for that man. Don't make that man, help that man get a job. That man got to stand on his own 2 feet. That man got to do what he got to do. You'll feel more like a man if you let him do it and fail than to have you help him.
Right.
Okay.
They don't understand that piece. That part of the man is doing it and failing and fixing the failure.
That's it.
You can't do that for him.
And that's my whole point.
All you can do is love him through it.
That's it. Don't let him do his thing. Let him do his thing. He knows when he fails. He knows when he's doing what he's supposed to do. He knows how to do that. Just like you as a female put that shell on and just worked everything through, a man know how to put his shell on and work and make things happen. Let him be a man. Let him be that man.
Right on.
But the whole point is, your bitchiness drives away these things.
Absolutely.
Because there ain't nothing like a man. What is it? What? How does it feel when you don't know how to do a damn thing? I got to do everything. How does that make a man feel? That makes a man feel emasculated. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. One final thing, and I'm gonna get up out of here because I got some stuff to do. HQ.
Okay.
So I did leave $20 on the nightstand for you. Can you please acknowledge that?
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm gonna acknowledge all the super chats. The super chats. Thank you, TJ. CJ. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I thank you. It's a nice birthday present. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Hey, you see, I came up here and I was nice to you. Ain't that something? I ain't jump all over you. None of that.
Hey, look, even JP was nice. You hear that?
Yeah.
And I almost told him, and I told him off the last time he and I talked, but he was up here nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, HQ, keep doing your thing. This is wonderful what you're doing over here. I'm with it.
Okay, thank you, sir. 6 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Okay.
Thank you. We doing our thing over here, y'all. Ladies, this is the lesson I want you to take away. I need you to sit down in the corner. And I need you to ask yourself, am I bitchy or am I not? Even if you don't think you are, explore it. Explore how you feel. Explore your bitchiness. Ask a man in your life, am I a bitch? Am I being bitchy? Is there some way that I am making you feel less than? Can you give me why you think I am this? And then once you get those answers, ladies and gentlemen, once you get those answers, ladies, sit down and look at it. No family business. This is not breaking news. The whole point is it for women to be accountable to themselves, not to the world. They cannot be accountable to anybody else until they become accountable to themselves, until they understand themselves, until they understand that they're being bitchy. And a lot of women don't understand that that's what they're being. I'm saying, take your bitchiness out, put it in the corner and look at it. And decide whether you're going to carry that around with you every day or you're going to look at it and put it in the corner and pack it up. Yes, all of us can change. People learn how to stop smoking. People learn how to fly airplanes. People learn how to go to school. People learn how to navigate on YouTube. People learn how to navigate on Facebook. People can learn. Stop saying they can't learn. All people can learn. All people can learn. And women can learn not to be bitchy. And this is what we're focusing on. We're focusing on women who are bitchy and them recognizing that they are bitchy. Because I only want you to look at this. You see that small? I only want you to look at that small square. I don't want you to look at nothing else. Don't worry about what somebody thinks. Don't worry about whether you can change or not. Don't worry about that. Recognize. Say it out loud 3 times. I'm a bitch, I'm a bitch, I'm a bitch. And then go explore why you're a bitch. I said why I was being bitchy. Because I didn't feel protected. This is what I recognize about myself. Recognize why you're bitchy. You have to recognize why. Men are not saying we are being bitches for no reason. I'm not saying it's a big, gigantic proportion of us, but I'm saying, look at yourself. Am I being bitchy? Am I being what I'm supposed to be being as a woman? You're more attractive when you're not bitchy. That's a key. You are more attractive when you're not bitchy. And I don't want to be a bitch. I just want to be a small bitch.